Imagine standing in the heart of Rome in the year 400 CE. The marble glistens, senators still debate in the Forum, and legions still march under the eagle standard. But beneath the grandeur, something is crumbling. The Roman Empire didn't fall in a single day, or even a single year. It fell like a mighty oak, slowly, with cracks forming deep in the trunk long before the final crash. Let's begin with overexpansion. Rome had stretched itself from the windswept moors of Britain to the sun-scorched sands of Egypt. But with every new province came more borders to defend, more roads to build, more mouths to feed. The empire became a giant too big for its own boots. Armies were spread thin, and the cost of maintaining them drained the treasury. Then came the economic unraveling. Rome's economy was built on conquest, but as expansion slowed, so did the flow of plunder. Inflation soared, coins were debased, silver replaced with cheaper metals, trade routes became unsafe, farmers abandoned their land. The once thriving economy began to rot from within. But perhaps the most tragic flaw was political instability. Emperors rose and fell like dominoes, some murdered by their own guards, others by rivals. In one 50-year stretch, Rome saw over 20 emperors. Imagine living in a world where your leader might not survive the year. Trust in government eroded, loyalty fractured. And then the barbarians came, not as mindless invaders, but as desperate migrants. The Huns pushed westward, displacing tribes like the Visigoths who begged Rome for refuge. Rome let them in, but treated them cruelly. In 410 CE, the Visigoths, led by Alaric, did the unthinkable. They sacked Rome. For the first time in 800 years, the Eternal City fell to a foreign army. The shock was seismic. But even then, Rome limped on. The Western Empire staggered through the 5th century, hollowed out by civil wars, invasions, and betrayal. In 476 CE, the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, a boy really, was deposed by a Germanic general. No fanfare, no final battle, just a quiet end to a once mighty empire. And yet, the story doesn't end there. The Eastern Roman Empire, what we call the Byzantine Empire, survived for another 1,000 years. Roman law, language, and legacy lived on. But the fall of the Western Empire marked the end of ancient Rome as the world had known it. So why did Rome fall? Because it was too big, too divided, too brittle, because it failed to adapt, because it forgot that empires, like people, must evolve or perish. And perhaps, most hauntingly, because it believed it was eternal.